visuals give you the idea of what it was like. So, Mount Fuji is located just outside Tokyo, and it took about, I'd say, 2 hours or 90 minutes. As I can remember, this was quite a few years ago now. But the countryside, once you get out of the city, the countryside is very beautiful. So we're travelling up the mountain in this old bus, and there's so many trees that pass by us. The temperature, it's pretty cold. It's in November, and this is heading into Japan's winter. The thing is, we can't go to the very top of the mountain because the weather is just too dangerous. And as you can see now, we are above the cloud level, and it's quite amazing. It's like when you're in a plane, you're in the clouds, and it's nice, but when you're actually walking around in the clouds, that is something else, something that I'm very grateful for. But anyone can do it. And this is the peak of Mount Fuji. It looks small, but it is very far away. It looks very close and small, but it's not. The journey up there is, it's such a long way away. As you can see in the zoom, that is that is maximized zooming, and it would take hours to climb up there. You have to go through a lot of dense forest to get to the very top. When you're driving up there, you actually don't feel like you're climbing that high. It's kind of weird feeling. But when you start to see the clouds dive below you, that's you're getting to a pretty high point. I'll just read you some facts about Mount Fuji. Apparently it is an active volcano. It's the highest mountain in Japan, and many people climb Mount Fuji, and I'm guessing you can ski on it, but it's very dangerous as well. But the views would be amazing from the very top. You can see it from Tokyo. And if you've been there, you'll probably point out whereabouts everything is, like where we are at the moment. But what the tour guide said, I really should upload the tour guide, because he was nearly everyone on the bus was falling asleep because he just had this really relaxing manner of speaking, and I was so hard to stay awake. forest at the bottom is called, I'm sorry if I get this wrong, Ayakigara, and folk tales and legends tell of demons, ghosts and goblins haunting the forest. And in the 19th century, Ayakigara was one of many places poor families abandoned the very young and the very old. Yes, it's this world's second most popular suicide location after San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, and since the 1950s more than 500 people have lost their lives in the forest, mostly suicides. That is extremely sad. But I'm guessing it comes down to the strenuous living of Japanese people, and like they don't really speak about the inner feelings very much. Maybe that's a sign of weakness to them, but it just bottles up, and they probably feel like they have nowhere to turn to, and suicide is the best option for them. But apart from that, it's a very beautiful mountain, and now there's like very touristy stuff, and there's a temple, and people go there to pray, and you can buy all sorts of highly priced touristy things. What I love about Japan is the trees, especially in winter. Even though they are mostly bare trees, just like looking into the fog and the clouds, it creates this really eerie atmosphere. And I would hate to get lost in there. Oh my god, just thinking about that. But you can see the clouds against the sun. Running up against the side of the summit. And unfortunately, this was as high as we could go. It would just be too treacherous for the bus to continue. Mainly because of the roads being too slippery. But I am thankful, it's not every day you get to walk above the clouds. And yeah, if you ever go, if you're ever in Tokyo, I highly suggest visiting Mount Fuji. It's a day trip, but you can take the bus up there, and then you take the bus there, then you come back and take the bullet train back to Tokyo. And the bullet train, as you can see in another one of my videos, is amazingly fast. So fast, like you don't even notice the distance you've travelled. I wish they had bullet trains where I live. Oh my god, how easy that would make things. picture of it, like, I doubt they would put each other down or talk behind other people's backs. There's this real sense of respect and honour among the Japanese people, and I wish Westerners could take that kind of approach sometimes, because we can be very bad to our fellow human beings, and I guess it's just something we need to learn, changing our behaviours. So we're on the journey home, and I think the highlight of this was just driving above the clouds in a bus. It's a pretty crazy experience. I just wanted to capture as much as I could on camera. They look like mountains, but they're not, they're just clouds. Because Mount Fuji stands alone on the landscape. You can't miss it, it's so huge. You can see it so far away, and the roads around it are very, very long and treacherous. I would love to go skiing in this. I've never been skiing, that's another thing that I'd love to do. It'd take some practice. I think I'd need a few days to learn how to ski properly. But that's on my to-do list, definitely. I'd love to go in the snow. And another thing was that this was my first time overseas, and I'd never touched snow or experienced it, and still on this trip I didn't get to touch it. That's what really pissed me off. It was so close yet so far away, so I had to wait until I went to New Zealand later to finally fulfill my dream of experiencing snow. And it just, that's what makes life, I guess. Like, you have goals that you want to achieve, and you strive for them, and you eventually experience them. Okay, so this is what Mount Fuji looks like from a distance. It's quite an amazing spectacle. The clouds, even surrounding the base of the mountain. It's really crazy stuff to look at. On this day it was particularly cloudy, and it kind of hindered a lot of what we were going to see, but it's still lovely to look at. Just the landscapes. A lot of people farm, a lot of Japanese farmers out there near Mount Fuji. There's not like any cities or anything. There's like a few small precincts. That's what they call it, I think. Yeah. What I didn't know how to speak Japanese very well at all, and I still don't. So it shows, like, if an idiot like me can get through it, anyone can. A lot of people are interested in experiencing it. I doubt I will ever go back. It's like just one country I wanted to experience, but I wasn't fond enough to you have to